compared to the individual condition, which conceptually replicated their findings. It suggests that if only social frequency information is available, erroneous information cascade can occur. The ideal honeybee condition, on the other hand, yielded significant improvements over the individual condition. Then, what about the yellow condition? If participants could use the rating opportunity well, that is, if they could maintain independence in ratings, then their performance should be comparable to the ideal honeybee situation here. Okay, here is the result. As you can see here, they were no different from the individual condition. So, human participants in our experiment performed worse than honeybees in the similar situation. As you remember, in the honeybee research, scout bees mix independence and interdependence well in their choice algorithms. They are affected by other bee choices when deciding to where to search, but they assess quality of visible site independently from each other. In our experiment with human participants, the ideal honeybee condition, whereby independent evaluations of choice options were sort of forced by the experimenter, indeed outperformed the individual condition. But the critical error condition yielded no better performance. So our human participants seem to have over-relied on social information, yielding too much interdependence in their collective choice behavior. Okay, let me back up. Humans and social insects are two representative species on the Earth that have achieved great success by gregarious ways. Investigating algorithms for collective intelligence will be highly important to understand our evolutionary success. And if viewed from this perspective, basic algorithms for route making by humans and social insects seem to have many common features, including positive feedback loop, no linear response function to social frequency information, use of ground rules, and so forth. However, the key factors to build collective intelligence, such as independent evaluation, seem to be much more vulnerable to subtle normative fields and social contexts in humans. And this may be related to biologically different group structures between humans and social insects, including these features. Anyway, research on collective intelligence will place group research in a broader interdisciplinary context, including biology, psychology, and economics and other social sciences, and I believe that in Davis work such developments in this field. Thank you very much.
To keep us on time, we're going to postpone questions until after all of the speakers have gone. So our next speaker is here.
Okay, I didn't realize that I was supposed to put together a talk that Jim would have enjoyed. I think I made a strategic error somewhere. I hope he doesn't make his presence too known here. This is feedback. What I'm going to do is talk less about the modeling and more about some questions that the attempts to model led me to. I'm sure Jim would have preferred to have more discussion of the models. I present here a kind of schematic of a problem that I've dealt with for quite a while, the hidden profile problem, where some information, and you can't see it, it's red, is distributed such that members uniquely hold that information. And in this particular two-choice problem, B is the better choice, no, B is the worst choice, but its supporting evidence is commonly shared. Now, we know in this kind of context that groups do fairly poorly at sharing the unique information that will reveal the superiority of the red option. And indeed, attempts to model this situation by playing with participation patterns, etc., have shown that the real trick to getting groups to discover hidden profiles is to get everybody to talk as much as you can. I understand that's a little bit of glossing over a lot of fine points, but what I really want to get to is another kind of problem that led me to the current research that I'm going to focus on, and trying to model what happens under these conditions. In this particular case, we have the red option supported by 3 pieces of information, the blue by 4, but what I want to suggest is that there are many examples that you can come up with where those 3 pieces of information, if considered together, all of a sudden become very important. And I can think of many sorts of situations. We could go way back to the Challenger problem where the performance of O-rings didn't seem like a big deal, except that when considered in light of the fact that they were launching in sub-zero temperatures, which somebody knew that those O-rings would not perform well at those temperatures. But that kind of information never got put together in time to prevent the disaster. Am I as fond as I am of hidden profile problems? I think this is actually the more typical kind of problem that groups face, and that is putting together the right information in the right combination to identify what's a good course of action or what is a good decision. And when attempts to model this show that just having everybody talk a lot doesn't really help. And you can kind of imagine this, because if all this other unshared information really doesn't make any difference in what the group is going to do, and it's just these 3 things that have to emerge, having B talk a lot just prevents the emergence of those important pieces of information. So what you want to have happen, of course, is for A and B to pipe up and to say R4 and R7. And when they say that, and the fact that they all share R1, all of a sudden it clicks and says, oh, we shouldn't do B. We shouldn't be doing B. Sorry, this isn't about B swarming. Well, it's this kind of modeling efforts, and I said, this is the choice point.